Hello and welcome to the Temple Mount Podcast. My name is Shogun. Joining me today again is my good friend Senkra to lead us through another wonderful poetry workshop. You can find the last one uploaded with our other podcasts on YouTube and BitChute, Temple Mount Podcast. Also with me today are my good friends Seth and NSA, an accomplished poet himself. So Senkra, thanks for doing this again. Where do you want to start today?
So I'm always happy to be here, and thank you for hosting, Shogun. So what I usually like to start to do is any poetry that you guys have written or any of your favorite poets that you'd like to recite. I like to open up with that. So I'll start from the bottom from here. Shogun,
Well,
anything you want to share?
I was going to suggest we let NSA read one of his poems because he's actually a poet. He's got a lot of poetry that he could read.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's start from the top.
NSA, will you
Yeah.
read one of your poems?
Yeah, I wrote one the other day on the May of the 13th. My poetry these days is kind of like ramming on about the same topics, but I'll do it anyway.
It's okay, man. Everything's beautiful. Let's hear it.
Hang tight. All right, I just posted it somewhere so I could read it. All right. This one is on a cult of madmen. A cult of madmen contacted by an intelligence they thought were God. The sound of silence of the money earners and tail spinners, marketing and toying with a simulation that could lead to a better proficiency. Calling you mentally ill makes you question God. That's why the Catholics invest in the psych wards. Questioning government or God is used as a tool to scare those who don't conform. When you don't understand all governments on earth are influenced by an intelligence not of this earth, it all starts to make more sense. Our psychosis comes into reality. Our laws coalesce into a way to make us build empires for them. Our ways of acting make us more peaceful so we can do more work. The more kids we have, the better weapons we have, the more power we have to make it all appealing for an overarching race watching from the stars. The laws of our land are usurped by the 18,500 gods from beyond at any moment. At no point in time of man have we ever been sovereign. All this for a flag. Codified in a document by we the people gave birth to 195 other nations' constitutions. Yet we are asked to give this world order up to an alien because it can fly and knock our nukes out of the sky. Mankind knows what it wants. There is something else influencing its laws to its own will, from the Satanists to the Hindus to the creepy Christians and all subsets of a single god modality. Nobody understands how much actual influence the aliens have through these mediums, because we haven't disclosed. We just sat and watched. I hate poetry that focuses on religion. It makes me hate religion even more, because every poem I write about aliens has religion hanging in the wings. And all I want to write about is the emotions we feel, hijacked by a coward in a cult of madmen. Convinced their higher power is the story we have to follow. As the pendulum swings between edgy Satanists and Christians in America, I sit back and wish that our astronauts could get over what they saw. Neil Armstrong was the best at what our country had to offer and the shining star on the hill of liberty, and his face was blank when he came back from the moon. Buzz Aldrin was a Mason. The question is, what do you believe? The belief in something else that shouldn't change what you mean to them, but a belief in a delusion wrought by a foreign intelligence should never make our bulwarks fail. We as a species are highly sensitive. We are being taken advantage of by another. The ringing in our ears and the voices from space. It's never been a god. It believes stress promotes our evolution. It tortures us into conforming while creating chaos in the minds of men. The technology they have is explainable, and we're serving our country now, so it's just science fiction now. The system has made too many sacrifices within its own land. It's like a disease that will cannibalize itself. Rules by fear. Never fear a slave trader. Know them and what they look like and what they worship.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Fuck yeah! Thanks for sharing, bro.
Yeah.
That was deep, man. I liked it though.
I agree. That was great. That was a good warm up. What do you think, Senkra? Should we go into the timed poetry sessions now, or did you want to read something? First.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was muted. I'm gonna pull one thing,
Okay.
And I did think that was bomb diggity, bro. It hit hard.
Thanks, bro.
But I'm going to pull one poem that I wrote when I first joined Discord. It's one of the first poems I ever wrote in Discord. I tend to see so many repetitive tendencies when those who can end it quick tend to freeze. They bend their knees, insistent their rhetoric's meant to be consistent with whatever's then PC. Content to please. They switch definitions incessantly, but men should not mention what men should be. The end, it seems, to burden the children whose endless dreams are turned to decisions of empty things, to choose between irrelevant gender identities, to question if they're what they're meant to be, is tragedy. Yet people promote this trend happily, ignorant of all of the bad it brings. It's maddening when kids are perpetuated to choose a side, then steer to depression and suicide, confused with lies. The news of the death used to prove who's right, attempts to defend any view in sight. We lose our minds.
That was awesome, Sankra. Thank you. Thank you.
Snap, 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 snap.
That was good.
And yes, I think we are ready to.
Okay.
If nobody else wants to share, then yes, we are ready to go into the workshop area of it. I like NSA to pull up an idea, a word, something to spark something for us to write on.
Fractional reserved lending.
Don't know what that is.
Well, fractional reserve lending is what the federal banking system
We're
uses.
not here to talk about fractional reserve lending. We're here to do poetry.
You can write a lot of poetry about it.
Yeah, but we're not going to describe what fractional reserve lending is right now. Let's just choose a different prompt. Let's just choose a different prompt for the poems.
You can't tell the spirit what it wishes to think of, sir.
I kind of want to read NSA the poem I wrote last time because I never write poems.
Okay, well, hit him with it then.
Okay, since I said I wanted to read it to it, I will, even though it's kind of corny because I've read it twice now. Black skies and bone-white light, chaos shatters the void of dark. Rain washes away the blood of yesterday's war. The promise of a clean new day that the dead shall never know. The sword we live by falls from a cold hand. Tears are lost in the torrent of heaven. Let the dead mourn the dead. Dawn is for the living.
Short but sweet.
I read that because that was literally, I've only written 2 poems in the last 5 years, and they were both during our last poetry workshop, so I thought I'd share one.
I'm glad we're doing this again then.
Yeah.
Well, instead of fractional reserve lending, what about the financial system in general? Like, I don't know. Do you know anything about? Because it rules our world. It is our god, right? The money, the dollar is our god. So
we could use the theme of money. Could be the prompt.
Money would be
the dollar. The dollar.
Yeah, let's go with that and give us 5 minutes. And we'll
okay, I'll set the timer. Right.
You got 5 minutes to write something?
Yeah, you got 5 minutes to write something on the prompt. You don't have to follow the prompt necessarily, but it's to give you something to work with. So we're going to set the timer.
It is necessary to write, though.
It's necessary to write, yeah. So we're doing 5 minutes on the timer?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Minutes. So 3, 2, 1, begin.
Subject one more time.
The dollar or money.
Gotcha.
Sorry. One minute remaining. Okay, take 2 more.
Take what? Take pee in your butt?
Just finish your poem and time's up, and then we'll start sharing. So the subject again was money or the dollar. Who would like to share their poem first? Nobody?
I guess I can.
All right.
Money has existed longer than language. The first check was an Iranian gift from the Jews. The Egyptians created its concept in gold, Empires lost have all had an invisible value honored by its people. Fiat systems are a mental illness of money. Fake printed ones and zeros saved on a metal platter in a bank, unfungible and untouchable unless you agree to the terms. The dollar is backed by nothing. When no one has allies, one is vulnerable. The ally of the dollar is the fear that the system of America has created. It is being challenged by those with bigger dreams than one under God. What people will do for money is unquestionable. Murder, sex, political lies, all for money. For it is the only true power that is on this planet. For enough money, you could buy an island and build a temple on it, invite world leaders to it, and talk about money and power. Pretend it never happened this way. That the money system from the ancients never bought influence in the past. Like this is a new story. As if the world wasn't enslaved with extra steps over the dollar. Spend it wisely.
Nice, bro. Thanks for sharing.
Oh yeah, was that NSA?
That was NSA, yeah.
Dude.
That was amazing, and also, it sounds like we calmed down a lot, bro. Glad to hear it.
He's
Oh,
most calm when he's reading his poetry. It's therapeutic for him
Oh,
and
okay.
for us. Who would
Yeah.
like to read next,
Okay.
or should I?
I'm
I'll
calm.
go.
I'm calm like a bomb, bro. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, did you say you want to go next, Synchro?
I can.
You can. Okay, sure.
Here we go. Money is, thus money can satisfy all our wants and demands, has a hand in the purchase of what's needed, and privied us with the slightest satisfaction of what's in or out of our hands. And yet, in retrospect, I see some things that will be, but have not quite been mentioned yet. It's a tool to be forgotten by all those who have not had it.
Nice. Thanks for reading, Synchro.
Thank you.
I guess, can I go next, I guess?
It's you or Seth.
Yeah. Seth, do you want to go next, or do you want to go last? All right, well, he's not answering, so I'll read mine. Slavery sounds almost romantic to the modern cubicle-dwelling wage slave. Fresh air, healthy exercise, and living close to nature with tribe and family. The modern man's slavery is subtler, but all the more insidious. He has no tribe. He does not feel the sun on his pallid face, bathed only in fluorescent lights. He has no exercise, sitting hunched, slump-shouldered, and defeated. He labors to service unpayable debts, a perpetual slave led down the broad path by an education that was a lie. He does not even walk. He drives or he sits. He no longer resembles his ancestors. The torch of his human spirit gutters like a candle. Yesterday's joy is today's vice. Yesterday's love is today's broken heart. Oh, what a time to be alive, to witness the violent and explosive birth of a neo-necrogenesis. All our gods, demons, and angels have come home to roost, but I am only a broken mirror, and I no longer bleed or cry.
Y'all got some
Wow.
sordid and dark past, bro. I mean, it was beautiful. It was too relatable, but I tend to look on the brighter side of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really like that one, dude.
No, that was fire, bro, for sure.
Well, finally, I finished mine. I'm so happy as well, but that was wonderful, man.
Thanks for letting me share it. So you ready to read yours, Steph?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, finally,
Thanks,
it's
Tennessee.
my second time doing poetry, so don't make fun of me, guys. All right, here we go. Taking the hit out of my pen. Okay, here we go. Money can buy us things we need, like food and shelter, yes, indeed. But true happiness, it cannot buy, nor can it make time fly. Money can bring us luxury and wealth, but it cannot promise us good health. It can buy us things that shine, but it cannot make our lives divine. So while money can bring us comfort and ease, it cannot bring us inner peace. For that we must look to our hearts and minds, and the love and joy we shall find.
Awesome.
Standing ovation, bro. Standing ovation.
And the
Bro.
harm of
Yeah.
the brain.
Simple, easy to understand, super relatable. Poetry.
Thanks
in
for
its
reading.
truest.
So here's my
And-
question.
Yeah.
Do we do a one and done and short and sweet, or do you want to do a second round of prompts?
I think we should do Uno Mas.
Uno mas?
Uno,
Okay.
uno mas, come on.
Uno
All
Mas,
right.
right?
So who wants to give a prompt?
I think it should be Seth. I think Seth is in
Seth?
here
You
just
sure?
rocking that fire, bro.
Choose
Okay.
a prompt or a word that we can base our writing off of.
The prompt we're going to go with is nature.
All right.
All right.
I'll set a 5-minute timer, and then after
5
the
minutes.
5-minute timer, you have like 1 minute to finish up.
Alrighty.
After that, 5 minutes starts now. 30 seconds remain. Five, four, three, two, one. Take maybe a minute if you need to finish your poem.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a minute. I'm almost.
Who would like to read first this time? Time is up. Pencils down. How about Seth starts this time?
I just finished, brother. I'm down. I can do it.
All right, start with yours. We'll go through one more round of this, and then we'll close up. So you read.
Yeah, it's not long. All right, here we go. Nature is a wonder to behold, a beauty that never grows old. From the mountains, tall and grand, to the oceans and their endless expanse. The trees that grow so tall and free, the flowers that bloom so beautifully, the birds in the breeze, the birds that soar to the sky, and the creatures that crawl and lie. Nature is a symphony of life, a harmony that is never understood. It teaches us to be humble and kind and to cherish everything that we find.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. Yes, agreed.
Attaboy.
It sounds like you put a lot of effort into it as well.
Well, the thing is, I look at it kind of like as rapping, dude. You know, you can even like look this up. There's no like I'm just making it up out of my head, man.
Yo, spit bars, son.
We'll do we'll do freestyle rap later, but we should definitely bring back roundtable freestyle rap for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But for now, who would like to read their poem second? Anybody?
I can get in there.
All right, go for it, Sankra.
All right, it's not very good, but I wrote something. Always. Nature. Wandering. Lost in the thick, overgrown foliage that has become part of my house, part of my being at this point. To say it softly, it seems I see bugs I care not to name, the size of which I care not to tame. But I see these as mostly a thing that could be held closely, a constant visitor, that ghostly.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Sankra. I think since NSA started with the first poem, he should finish with the last poem. So is it okay if If I read the next one,
Yeah, go.
okay. So the theme was nature. Life is the mother of us all, but she is a vampire. She eats her kids. The Bible says everything is made beautiful in its time. But when that time is past, life abandons us all to disease, age, and death. But what life casts away, the angel of death is quick to collect. She treasures every corpse and every soul. Like a gentle mother, death takes our hands and leads us home. What life holds for only a season, death keeps for eternity. Why is it that only the good die young? Ask thyself, why are the dead grateful? Every ghost is holy. Fear not death. It is our only, final, forever friend, and it is where all stories end.
Wow.
Snap,
Good
snap,
job.
snap, snap.
Sankra and Shogun, you guys took the cake there.
A beautiful poem. How do you guys do that? How do you guys get to the end? Because I could never. I feel like in this short amount of time, mostly what I do right here is just get a building, right? I barely get in the fucking the bedroom, like the first bedroom of my poem, right? I'm trying to build a house, but you guys build houses like
Well, you
almost
only had 5
instantly.
minutes. Like, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
next time, maybe let's try doing like a 10-minute time and see how that goes.
well, no, I don't, dude. It takes me weeks to write one, like to write a nice poem. It takes me weeks.
well,
Yeah.
I'll write one really good in a drunken state and whatnot, but I'll go back through it and
How many times do you reform it, bro? Because I reform. I have
two
like
or three,
literally.
2 or 3.
I literally like 15 pages of a single poem that I wrote. And I feel like when I write one of those, it's like one of my masterpieces, you know what I mean? But I like try to dedicate. I can't, but you guys have nice, very well-rounded poems almost instantly, bro. I can't do that.
Well, thank you for the compliment. I think your poems are great too, and this has been awesome. But NSA hasn't had a chance to read his poem yet, so why don't we finish with his, and then we'll call it another successful poetry workshop.
Okay.
All right, nature. It moves mountains and carves rivers. It creates pheromones and ant swarms. It creates volcanoes and tidal waves. It explodes stars and creates galaxies. It wants nothing and it needs nothing. It is the underlying aspect of reality. A concept so benign a child could understand it. A concept so advanced even Einstein couldn't. Nature is the creation of her past and present. It is what was and what will be, guided by concepts that evolve out of what is natural, never created, only altered. Only consciousness can truly alter nature. Nothing without sapience has a choice. Sapient beings are gods playing with nature. Nature is the science of time itself, a rule set the atoms vibrate to, the language of shapes. It is in the nature of humans to question nature and move it. We are but a speck in the story of what nature truly is. It is not merely a leaf, it is a being that is far older than time itself.
Oh, for your poem about me, bro. It's a little much. Still really good in. But thank you.
Do what?
Thank you for all that.
Yeah, thank you. That was a great poem, and thank you all for doing this. This has been a blast. I really like these short form ones where we just do them quickly, and we do them maybe like every day or every few days. We can also do longer ones in the future. But I really enjoyed this. Like, I haven't written poems for years, and you're getting me to write poems again, so that's good. And I really enjoyed listening to all of your guys' poems. Did you have any closing thoughts, Sankra?
Oh, no, I just want to thank you once again for letting me do these around here. Like I said, bro, before like what I really want to do is get people writing poems more because I feel like it's a kind of one of those lost arts, and it has a lot of information packed into some succinct words. But thanks again. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thanks everybody for participating. NSA, Seth, Sankra. This has been a meeting of the Temple Mount Podcast Poetry Workshop, and you can find all our podcasts and workshops on the YouTube and BitChute channels, Temple Mount Official, Temple Mount YouTube, Temple Mount BitChute. And most of all, make sure you join the Temple Mount Discord server so that you can participate in these cool events as well. Also, we're going to bring back the freestyle rap sessions, maybe even later tonight. We'll do some freestyle rap. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out on the announcements channel. And again, thank you, everybody. God bless. Whatever you do, do not take the mark of the beast. And that being said, I will close this recording, and we will start another one in 1 hour when Teos will be doing a podcast on the Apostles of Jesus Christ at 8 o'clock in this very same room. So thanks so much, and let's do these regularly.